Okay, let's talk about Freedom Riders. So this is a movie starring Hilary Swank about a first-year teacher who goes to an urban school. She has a troubled class, and no one really believes in her and thinks that she can teach this class, but she really wants to. She's really fighting to make things work for them. She would really like to figure out what is the best way in which to teach these kids, but not very many people think she can do it.
She's only been here 2 years. There are teachers here who have tenure, who have worked and committed themselves far longer to attain a position of seniority, not to mention their experience in teaching students of a higher caliber.
Including the principal, the head lady, her husband, other teachers. So, yeah. So the teacher, her name is Miss Gruelle, and she goes into this class and it's full of kids who are involved in gangs and have trouble at home and are living on the streets and have to take a bus 90 minutes to get to school. It's just really tough, and school is just not their first priority. She has a lot of kids who have faced a lot of really tough issues that she doesn't really understand, because she doesn't come from a background where she's had to deal with that.
All about color. It's about people deciding what you deserve, about people wanting what they don't deserve, about whites thinking they run this world no matter what. You see, I hate white people. You hate me? Yeah. You don't know me. I know what you can do. I saw white cops shoot my friend in the back for reaching into his pocket. His pocket. I saw white cops break into my house and take my father for no reason except because they feel like it. Except because they can. And they can. Because they're white. So I hate white people on sight. Ben, do you have anything to say?
Please get out of here.
So she has a tough time at first connecting to them and making them believe her and having them trust her. The problem I really had with this movie was that although it's a true story and it really happened this way, a lot of urban films focus on, you know, the nice white woman who comes in and saves the day when all these kids in the urban school are having a lot of trouble. And there's just a lot wrong with that, I guess, because that's not always how it happens. It's not always, you know, a nice white lady. A nice white lady probably doesn't always fix every single problem. So there's also the issue of other people of color coming into a situation such as this, because, you know, she's the nice white lady. She comes in to try to fix the problem with all these kids of color, and she doesn't really know how to relate to them. And most movies that I've seen about urban schooling have a white teacher and a bunch of students of different ethnicities, which is definitely not how it always is. So with urban and suburban films, what I found is that in urban films, the teacher is trying to get the students to conform to white norms. So they're used to, you know, gangs and all the stuff I listed before, but the teacher really wants them to be, you know, productive members of society. But in suburban films about white culture and things like that, the students are more likely to band together on their own and try to go against the system rather than be encouraged to go with the system, which is a really interesting difference that I found, and I'm not really sure why it's like that. Yeah. The administration in the school plays a really big role in this film. We have Mrs. Campbell, who's this big, uppity teacher lady who is ironically played by Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter.
Good morning, children.
Which I thought was kind of funny. But she is really adamant about not believing that the kids can achieve anything or be anything great, or that the school should use any of its resources on them. She really thinks that the best way to do it is to just get them through school and then not have to worry about them anymore, rather than pushing them to succeed and read things that they might not be super comfortable with but can learn to be super comfortable with, and really challenge them. And then there's another teacher whose name is and then there's another teacher. He teaches the honors English class, and his name is Mr. Gelford, Brian Gelford, and he's pretty blatant about how racist he is. He thinks that since the integration of the schools, that it's really let down their school in general and made it harder for, the smart white kids to succeed, because all of the kids of color are really just bringing down the school. And he tells all this to Miss Gruelle, who's just really appalled by this, because the scene that this is in is just really appalling. He's really blatant. He yells about it. The whole staff room can hear him say this, and he just brushes it off, and he basically says that, that's what he thinks, but he can't really say that or he'll get fired for being racist, which he's being really racist. I have to let my cat out.
You can't teach them. You don't even like them.
What does that have to do with teaching?
I've been an educator for over 30 years. I have students that still remain in touch with me. I know what it is to be loved by a classroom. You have no idea how many battles I've had fighting to be a better teacher, and now what, suddenly I'm incapable of educating your students? If they move on to our classes and they fail, it'll be because they weren't prepared. It'll be because you failed, not them.
So Miss Gruelle on her own gets second jobs, and she has to save the money by herself to get the supplies these kids need, like journals and books, to learn what they need to learn. And she really takes an initiative on her own to get things done, and it really inspires her kids the way she does it.